Welcome back to Sorare Assist. Adam here, and got a lineup builder for you today where I'm going to be picking my Specialist Limited League team and also my Underdog team as well. If you do like this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you've not signed up to Sorare yet, there is a link in the description below if you want to get signed up today. Get yourself a free limited card and also 13 common cards. Okay, without further ado, let's crack straight on with the lineup builder then. So as I say, I'm going to be picking my Specialist League Limited team and also my Underdog Limited team as well. So let's just have a quick look at the criteria for the Specialist League, which I'm going to start with as always. So it's minimum of 2 players with an average of 40 or below in the last 15 games. And maximum of 1 player with an average of 60 or above in the last 15 games. There's a max 2 players allowed from the same team, and you don't select a captain in the Specialist League. I'll also be remembering as well that the Underdog League this week is a minimum of 5 players with an average of 45 or below in the last 15 games. So I'll bear that in mind just when I'm picking these players, just so that I know I've got some players available from the Underdog League. Okay, let's go into the limited lineup builder then. So here we are, we're in the team selection page here. So I'm going to head over to the lineup builder on Sorare data, as I always do, just to see what players I've got available. Now essentially I usually look to have a quality goalkeeper in the goalkeeper slot here. Now I've already picked my limited teams this week, my All-Star, my Champion Limited, Challenger Limited team, etc. This is just to help me navigate picking these teams. It's going to make it a little bit easier. Lets me know what players I've got left as well. So let's have a look at the keepers I've got available then. So I've got Herrera here, Sageno as well, and I could also potentially pick Montipo here, who've actually got a bit of a favourable fixture, 44% chance of winning. Silvo Lung's got a really favourable fixture by the looks of things, but he's probably going to be a good one for my Underdog team, I would say, because it would have been between him or Luemberg, but Luemberg's got a pretty difficult, oh no, he's got a good fixture as well actually, at home to Canberra. Lung looks a bit more favourable. To be honest though, it might be tempting here to actually use one of these goalkeepers this week. So I'm only going to need one of these for my Underdog team, and I think they're both looking like they've got a good favourable fixture here. You never know, they could keep a clean sheet, especially Lung against the bottom side. And Sageno's got a difficult fixture away to Kashima Antlers, who are currently top, so I can't see him keeping a clean sheet here. Same for Herrera, a difficult fixture as well. And he was actually, didn't play the last game as well. He was just giving a break, I think, because obviously it's the end of the season. Don't think they've got much left to play for now as well. Osasuna. So he was actually rested in the last match. So there's a risk there. So this could be interesting then. Now, what I do want to do, because it's late in the season, I want to have a look at the importance of these games for these 3 teams here. Because that's going to come into effect now that the league is obviously, the league's concluding. So we do need to take that into effect, how important these games are. Some of these teams may have nothing to play for now. They're safe, they're not going to get European qualification, that sort of thing. But some of these teams may still be fighting for qualification or staying away from the relegation zone. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the situation for these 3 leagues, for these 3 teams. That's going to help me decide which one to pick here, because I think I'm going to go with Lung or Luemberg here for my goalkeeper slot here to fill in that under 40 in the last 15 player. I think that's going to be a sensible option here, just with the fixtures they've got. So I'll just head over to the league tables for the Turkish League, Italian League and the Netherlands League, just to see what the situation is for these 3 goalkeepers. So starting with Verona then. So it looks like they're not going to be able to get into the Conference League qualification zone here. There's 2 games left to play here. They're not going to be getting enough points there to actually catch up Fiorentina. So they've not got really much to play for really, apart from obviously finishing a decent position in the table. And their opponent, Torino, are just below them, so they've not really got much to play for either. Can't really get relegated and can't qualify for Europe. So that's a bit of a 50-50 really, not really much to play for there. In terms of Groningen, we're playing Canberra, same situation. None of them can actually get relegated now, and they can't qualify for the qualification playoffs here as well. So again, it's another game where it's just bragging rights and obviously trying to get a good finish in the table as well. Now in terms of Kayserispor, they're safe now from relegation, and they're playing the bottom side, who's obviously got nothing to play for, because they're already relegated, and they've been playing atrociously recently as well. So it might be tempting to go with Kayserispor here. Now, my only concern with this is that Kayserispor obviously are safe from relegation. They obviously can't qualify for any European competitions. And the other worry is that they're in the final now of the Turkish Cup. So I don't know if that's potentially going to mean that they might rest some players. Now, the Turkish Cup's not the next game. The next game is against Sivasspor away. But there is a risk there that they might start resting some players and even the goalkeeper. So that is something that I'm going to bear in mind here. So with that in mind, I don't know if I want to risk Lung. Now, I will look at some predicted lineups, that sort of thing, just to see if he is expected to start. He would be the favoured choice, really. Luemberg could be an option as well. And Montipo doesn't really have much to play for, so I'm really tempted to go with a goalkeeper in this slot to fill up one of those under 40 in the last 15 players here. That's going to enable me to utilise these other slots for some better scoring players, of course. So I think what I'm going to do here, I am going to go with Lung for the goalkeeper slot. I will look at some predicted lineups close to the deadline just to make sure that he is looking like starting. There's no risks of him getting rested or anything like that. But for now, I will put Lung in that goalkeeper position. Okay, so now on to defenders. So again, I need another player that's got an L15 of 40 or below, so I will be concentrating on that first. I'll just look what players I've actually got available first of all, in each position, so the midfielder, forward and defender. Got Navas here, he's always cropping up, he's been on poor form recently. A difficult game though there. Sandro played in the cup in midweek games, so I don't think he's going to start this one. Wouldn't say it's the easiest fixture either against Lazio. Paxo 2 here as well. Fair chance winning there. Well, we want really a team that's potentially going to play, that's going to potentially keep a clean sheet and also potentially get an assist or something as well. So this guy didn't play the last game. Difficult game for Coopers there. Same for Balovic. Same for Maraz. Difficult game for Pasinkiol as well there. Difficult game for Hearts there against Rangers, so I don't think he's going to be an option. So as you can see, there's not many options really here. So let's have a look at the midfielders then. So we've got Big Garam, he's not been playing at all. He's not been in the squad. I think he must be injured or something. Blanco might be an option, but he's not really been starting. He's been coming on as a substitute. Hyung Byon might be an option here. He has been starting. Pretty decent fixture as well, really. Haring again, he plays for Hearts. Difficult game there. Now Kor, he could be a potential option here. 64% chance of winning against Frankfurt, so he looks decent. Atama as well. Atama for Kayserispor here. Now he's scored pretty decent in the last 3 games. In this easy game here, he might have a chance to potentially bag a goal or assist. So he's really tempted, especially with me having Lung as well as the goalkeeper there. Not many other options really here. I think I'm just going to go with Atama here. He's actually got decent scores recently, considering they've been losing. Playing the bottom side are absolutely atrocious. And midfielders on average against this opposition score 55 points. So that's pretty decent. 70% chance of winning, so Kayserispor are pretty much total favourites really, even though they have been on atrocious form. So I think he makes a sensible option there to go in the midfield slot, and then I'm going to be able to pick 3 quality players for the rest of the positions. There he is, so I'll put him in there, so that's good. Right, now 3 players left, so I'm going to go for 3 quality players here. Obviously I can only have one that's got an average of 60 or above. So Cuadrado here, you would think he would play this game, even though he did play in the cup recently. I think he should still start this game. 40% chance of winning. He's obviously a fantastic scorer, but he's got an L15 of 68, so I don't know if I want to use him in that spot particularly, but we'll maybe come back to that. We've got Michele here. He looks pretty decent. 57% chance of winning, so he could be definitely a good option there, but again it's a 62 L15 player, so I'll decide whether I want to use him. There might be better options in the midfield or forward position. I've got Fukumura here. Difficult game though for him there. He's still capable of getting some good scores though. Woodrich might be a good one. Got a pretty good fixture here at home as well, so he's got a chance of getting a clean sheet. I've also got Ralston here. Now it's Celtic at home to Motherwell. Celtic are obviously going to be the clear favourites for this one, so he might be a really good option actually. He got an assist in the last game as well, and you would probably bank on Celtic keep a clean sheet. I don't think there's any other standout options here really. Let's just go back to Ralston. There's a few options, but let's just have a look at Ralston's scores. So his scores have been decent, haven't they, recently? And Celtic are total favourites in this game as well, so I think he's looking good, you know. I think I'm going to put him in there for now, and then I'll just look what other players I've got in the other positions. But I think I'm going to have some quality players for the other slots there. We'll obviously check all the team news on these players as well, make sure they're all due to start. So let's have a look at the forwards then. So Berghuis is actually already used in my all-star team actually. Aspas is an option, my second Aspas card that I won. 58% chance of winning against Elche. Really like him actually. It's 60, so he's gonna be the 60 or above player, isn't he? So you can only have one of them in the specialist. I think he looks a really good option, to be fair. Sobolov, hard game against Zenit though. He's been a sub recently, Pojan Pali. Sanchez won't start that one, I wouldn't have thought. Cocker, been a bit rubbish though, hasn't he? Sane's just don't know what's happened to him. Right, I think Aspas is looking really good here, to be fair. I think he's looking like a really solid option here. So I am going to put Aspas in the forward position. He's my 60 or above player. I've already got one of his cards in my Champ Europe limited team as well, so if he does well, both them cards are obviously going to score well for both of them teams, which is good. Right, so the final position then, which is the extra slot. So I should be able to get a quality midfielder in this position, or even a forward potentially. They have to have an average of 59 or below though, don't forget, because I've always used my 60 or above player in Aspas. Right, so let's have a look. So let's go down here then. So Arnold's got a difficult game against Bayern. Now Jinho could be a good one here, 37% chance of winning. Now he's looking favourable here. But also Diego Valdez at home to Puebla, who are 5th in the table. He got an assist in the last game as well, Valdez. Really good scorer. But Jinho, I think, is looking a really good option. He's a solid scorer as well, as you can see here, look. So I think he's going to be the favoured one at the moment. He's obviously a midfielder as well, so he's probably got more chance of getting an assist as well, potentially. Yeah, I'm going to go with Jinho in that final slot. I think that makes the most sense there. So that team is looking pretty good to me, actually. Pretty solid there. Especially if Kayserispor can keep a rare clean sheet, and that Atame can potentially get a goal or an assist against a very weak opposition in the bottom side who's already relegated. So this is looking good. I will check the team news, like I say, before the deadline, just to make sure these are all expected to be in the teams. So yeah, but happy with that team. Looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. Looks a pretty solid team to me, that. Oh wait, there have I got... It looks like I've got a player here. Oh, Jinho's 61. Not age, is his average. Yeah, look. 59 on Sorare data, but on the actual Sorare website, his L15 score is actually 61. So that is something to watch out for when you're picking your teams, because they can differ sometimes, the numbers on here to on Sorare. So, that is potentially ruling out Jinho, which is a real shame, because I do like him. Now, what I'm going to do. So, I think it's going to have to be Valdez, isn't it? I think I'll have to put Valdez in there. It was the potential second option. Decent player as well. Got a decent fixture. So, I think I'm going to go with him. I'm just going to quickly check on these scores on here, just in case there's any players here that's fallen under the radar who could potentially play. It doesn't look like it here. Blanco might be interesting. If he was starting, I'd probably put him in over a Tama. Just going to quickly check on that and see if he is potentially going to start this game for Portland Timbers. No, it doesn't look like he's going to be starting. Don't understand why. He's a quality player. I know he's a little bit older now, isn't he? But a bit of a strange one. So yeah, that's looking good then. So that looks good to me, that team. Really happy with that team. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. So let's move on to the underdog team then. This should be quite straightforward. So it's players with 45 or below in their last 15. So the only option left in terms of the goalkeepers was Loenberg. So that's good. He's got a pretty decent fixture as well. Let's have a look at the defenders then. So again, 45 or below. So he was out the last game. Hatsusi has played the last two, but it's not been great. Omsberg might be an option here potentially. 53% chance of winning for Chicago against Cincinnati, so that might be good. Lena. Now, Lena has been a hero recently for me in these underdog series. I'm sure you guys have been watching this, are aware of that. So I think I'm going to go with him actually. Don't think I need to think too much about this. Although I have got this Marga Self, who's been on fantastic form recently, as you can see. It looks like they've got a potentially easy fixture here. His underlying numbers are absolutely fantastic, that's why I've snapped this guy up. And I'd say that Sochi are odds on favourite to win this one. They're third in the table as well currently in the Russian league. So I think I might actually favour him over Lena. Although Lena could potentially go in the extra slot as well, of course. But this guy's on absolute fire, look. And this fixture looks really favourable. These are near the bottom of the SAD. So I think that's looking really tempting here. Trimmel as well, easy fixture. 71% chance of winning against Bosham. He's decent. Capable of scoring. He's 35, but he's capable of some really good scores. Not many other options. So it looks like I've got plenty of options in terms of the defenders, but I think this guy looks a standout pick here. Really easy fixture. I'm going to go with him there in the defender slot. So, midfielders then. Let's have a look who we've got available in the midfield. I will keep Lena and Trimmel in mind though for the extra slot potentially, but we'll have a look at the other players first of all. So obviously I need to fill up the forward slot and the midfielder slot as well. I'm just checking some of these 46 players just in case they are 45 or below on the actual Sorare website. I'm just seeing if these have got any really good fixtures. Skovsk might be one. Is he on here? Yeah, he's here, look, 45. So he's actually 45 in the last 15 on Sorare, but on Sorare data is 46. Something to bear in mind there, so he could be an option for me to put in the team there. Don't think there was this guy here, Cradell potentially, but they had a cup game in the midweek, so I don't really want to pick them. They might rest some players or think something like that. Halilovic here, decent player, because he's capable of some decent scores as well. 54% chance of winning there, so he's probably favoured over Scoffs, although I don't know if he's 45 or below on here, is he? No, he's not actually, so Scoffs is the only option there. Sakine might be a good one potentially, 6-7 in the last game, 41% chance of winning. Sarri has been better recently, he's playing Sevispor, so he could be a potential option. Seeing if there's any other standout picks here. Blanco again, but he's not expected to start that one. Core as well, he looks pretty decent. Although not the best of scorers, is he? Right, so let's go back here. I'm going to go with this, I think I'm going to go with Scoffs here, you know. He's capable of some good scores as well. Although Sarri's been performing better recently. And as I say, Sevispor had a cup game midweek, so there's a chance they might rest some players, although Rizespor, I think they're already relegated. Yeah, they're already relegated, Rizespor, so not really a lot for them to play for. Tough one here, tough one. Sakine as well, there's risk of being a sub. I think I'm going to go with Scoffs here in that midfield position there. Go with him. So forwards then. So again, 45 or below. We've got Ruta here, he could be an option. And Lawson as well. Although he's been pretty poor recently, but he's playing Sparta, who are pretty much near the bottom of the league. Yeah, but they're obviously fighting for relegation, Sparta, so they do have a lot to play for. But then so do Hercules. It's actually, this game here, look, is a potential fight for relegation here. Because if Fortuna win this game, could take over, potentially, Hercules here if they lose. Also the same for Sparta, but Hercules are at home, so you'd fancy them. Really important game here for Hercules. And Sparta, but I just think Sparta are a poor outfit. And yeah, I might go all out here for Hercules winning here in an important game. I think this could be a good shout. So I am going to do that. I'm going to go with Lawson. I'll obviously make sure he's going to start this game as well. Obviously need to check the team news on that. But the bad news is he doesn't fall within the 45 range on the Sorare website. He's not appearing on here, which is a real shame. So that's not good. So that's ruled him out. Let's have a look at the others then. So we've got Cocker here, played the last two. Decent around here as well. Good fixture as well really here. 61% chance of winning, so he looks like a potential standout pick there. Djuba, I don't think he's going to start this game for Zenit, unfortunately. That guy's been injured. Nidskoza's injured. I think he got injured in a cup game recently. Elhan Khoury is a potential option here. Groningen against Camber. And obviously I've got the goalkeeper as well, haven't I, for that team? So that is tempting, just with that scenario there. Elhan Khoury, so he scored there, didn't score in this game, so potentially could be due a goal. Yeah, really tempting to go with him actually, just because I've got the Groningen goalkeeper as well. So I am going to go with him in the forward position. So we've got one more position left here, and I think I'm going to go back to one of those defenders. There's no other standout picks really in my forwards or midfield positions, but I did have a couple of defenders to choose from in the 45 or below category, didn't I? I had Lena, who's been a hero recently, and Trimmel. 71% chance of winning against Bosham as well. Played the full 90 minutes in the last 3. The 35-year-old is the captain as well currently for Union Berlin, so he's very tempting, but Lena has been a hero recently for me. He's been getting assists and all sorts, so he has done well for me in these lower leagues, although Trimmel is very, very tempting here. But I think I'm going to stick with Lena. He's served me well so far, so I'm going to go with him again in that final slot. There he is. So put him in. So now, captain. Now, the most favourable fixture was actually with Elhan Kuri, wasn't it, I believe? Although Margasov is also tempted with the scores he's been getting recently. But I do need Elhan Kuri to score though, ideally, or get an assist for this team to have any chance of winning, I would say. Same for most of the players, but obviously, if he doesn't score, he's not going to get a good score generally. He does rely on his goals or assists to get a good score. So I think it makes sense to go with him as captain, because then if he does score or get an assist, he's going to score well. Although, you have to think about the 8A game as well here. You have to think about 8A. Obviously, if Elhan Kuri scores, but then if Magoza doesn't score, but has a good 8A, then he's going to obviously do well. So I am going to go with Margasov here as my captain. So I'll go ahead and confirm that. So that's looking pretty good to me. 2 teams done. Well, I'll just have a quick summary of the teams that I've picked there by going to my teams here. So to confirm then, the Specialist League looks like this. Silval, Lung in goal, Ralston in defence, Atame in midfield with Aspas and Valdez making up the rest of the team. Underdog team looks like this. Lowenberg in goal, Margasov as my captain, Scoffs in midfield, and we've got Elhan Kuri up front and Lena in the extra slot. I've gone for the captain, Margasov, so I think he's going to score well here in a really easy fixture, and he's been scoring fantastic recently as well. So these teams look pretty good to me. Let me know if you know any injury concerns about these players or anything like that. Let me know what you think of these lineups. They're looking pretty solid. It'd be good to hear from you guys. Okay then, so that was the lineup builder for this week. I hope you guys have some luck in this upcoming game week as well, game week 270. If you did like this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, there is a link in the description if you did wish to do that. And you can also become a member now of this YouTube channel by clicking below. This will give you early access to all scouting videos on Sorare Assist. Or join our Patreon where you get weekly player scouting and early access as well to the scouting videos. Or check out our website sorareassist.com for some free Sorare resources and grab yourself a 100-page Ultimate Guide to Sorare ebook. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.